Fold 5 is here and the Pixel Fold as well, but Samsung got something right that, well, quite frankly, Google dropped the ball on. And that has to do with trade-in values. So one of the biggest things that you're going to see when it comes to the Pixel Fold, when it comes to the Z Fold 5, is going to be this guy right here, the Z Fold 4, and trade-in value. Because Samsung has been the king of foldable phones here in the US for basically the last 5 years. Well, the Z Fold 4 is the latest and greatest from Samsung. It's been around right at about a year. The Z Fold 5 is already in Europe. It's going to start shipping here in the US in the next few days. So you would think that if you're Google and you're going to drop the Pixel Fold, you would want to try and convert as many people as possible. And I don't think they went far enough to do that. So, case in point, pre-orders. Right now, you can pre-order the Z Fold 5. You can trade in the Z Fold 4, and you can get $1,000 of trading credit. Heck, you can trade in the S22 Ultra and get $1,000 trading credit. You know what else you can trade in? You can trade in your Google Pixel Fold to Samsung, and they'll give you $1,000. You want to know how much Samsung, the Z Fold 4, is worth if you go trade it in over at Google's website? $350. Yes, $350. Who would do that? Like, who in the world is actually going to trade in their Z Fold 4 for $350? And you got to think, who is Google trying to compete with here in the United States? Ta-da! It's these guys. It's Samsung. It's not Oppo. It's not Xiaomi. It's not Huawei. It's not Honor. It's not any of those guys. Why? Because they're not available here in the US. They have no footprint here. They have no presence here. They're not selling. So that means that de facto, there's only 2 brands of full-size foldable phones in the US right now, and that's Samsung and Google. So I thought the pre-orders with Google were okay. They were giving pretty good trade-in values. I think for the iPhone 13 Pro I was going to trade in, they were going to give me like $900, which pre-order was okay. But as soon as it got here, they dropped all those values, and now they're giving basically dirt. Whereas Samsung has the pedal to the metal, and check this out. So they're giving up to $1,000 trading credit. They're giving 30% off on their Samsung Care Plus, which is a great deal. They're giving a free double your storage upgrade. So effectively, you get a 512 model for the same price of the 256. That's fantastic. They also have other bundle opportunities with the watch, save a bunch of money, or even with the tablet. So there's a lot of cool things going on right there. And then, well, over at Papa Google, they'll give you the privilege of buying the phone. That's about it. Now, the carriers have some pretty good deals out there. You can get up to $1,000 off over at like AT&T and T-Mobile, depending on adding a line, trading something in, and things like that. But I really felt like Google really needed to do like this full court press thing. Like, they know that they've got to scoop those sales up, especially whenever the Google Pixel Fold came out well in advance, ahead of the Z Fold 5. I mean, we're talking, what was it, June 27th is when it came out, available and started shipping here in the US, and now here we are into August. So, yeah, they had quite a bit of lead time there, and I just feel like they failed to capitalize there. Now, 2 completely different schools of thought. Whenever you take a look at the Pixel Fold, you take a look at the Z Fold series, but I think the Z Fold 4 really was a critical component in this plan that I think Google overlooked because, well, you want to give money for it. Or even the Z Fold 3. The Z Fold 3, let's see what they give for that. I just thought of this right now. So the Z Fold 3 for a 256 model, they're giving $250, right? Samsung's giving a whole lot more money for that, and I just don't really understand where Google's head is at with this, because I said from the get-go they had to win hearts and minds, and that meant they needed to get people off of this phone onto this phone if they wanted it to be, more successful and try and get stuff out there. Like, I don't know that there's so many people that were just sitting around waiting to get a foldable that they specifically wanted Google's. There's been a lot of intrigue in the foldable phone market for the last couple of years. And as it's been building more steam and becoming more reliable and more durable, and the reputation's building, and hey, they're moving millions and millions of units. And the projections on these are that they're going to continue to fill up pockets and hands out there in the market. And I think that's great. I love foldable phones. I love flip phones. I love smartphones in general. I really love my Motorola Razr Plus. It's a fantastic phone too. And I've got some more content to talk about that, especially once the Z Flip 5 gets here. But I feel like Samsung went in this a little bit better prepared than Google did whenever it comes to this whole trying to capitalize on the market, because there's only so many buyers that are out there. There's only so many people that want to spend $1,799 on a phone. And I think Samsung's really good at trying to get people to buy those. And I think Google is like, here, we built this, therefore you should buy it. And that's just not a good approach. That's not a good approach at all. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a minute. But yeah, you can buy both of them right now. And quite honestly, I think probably the carriers might be the best way to go when it comes to the Pixel Fold, because you get that subsidization. You can get up to that $1,000 off. The trade-in deals are really not very good on Google's website right now. And that's why I ended up rebuying it. So I don't think it's worth $1,799. And that's a whole other story. And I bought mine. I returned it because I didn't think it was worth that much. And then just out of happenstance, I was able to get it for $1,000 less without having to trade anything in when I got it through T-Mobile. So happy about that. I'm glad I'm continuing to cover it. But yeah, $17.99, no, I don't think it's worth that. And we can hash that out in the comment section. But the Z Fold 5, I think there's a lot of specialness there, especially whenever it comes to what we're looking forward to under the hood. The Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, it's got the brighter screen now. The interior screen is going to be like 1750 nits brightness maximum, just like what you get with the S23 Ultra series. And I think we're going to have some improvements with the camera. We're going to have improvements with the battery life, just because of the chip alone, right? And the image signal processor. There's some excitement stuff there. I like that the idea of having this flush S Pen case on the back where it's got a more flattened out S Pen. I don't really care for that. I like the more rounded S Pen. I don't like this more ellipses shape one like we get with like the Tab S6 back in the day. We'll see how it goes. But they've also made it where the hinge, it's now flat. There's no gap in between it. And there's some improvements here and there. Again, not necessarily the biggest upgrade from the Z Fold 4, but I think that the Z Fold 3 and the Z Fold 4 were definitely neglected by Google, and the idea of, okay, I guess they thought, we'll get all this stuff in the pre-orders, right? We'll get all of our sales in the pre-orders, and then, okay, forget it. We don't need any more sales. We're good. And I really feel like they should have kept the pedal on the metal. I think there's been generally a lot of positivity out there regarding the Pixel Fold. A lot of people really like this phone. So I think they should have continued to be more aggressive to try and get more Samsung folks to try and switch over. And that would have been key with the Z Fold 4 especially, and then the Z Fold 3. So I don't know. That's all I got in this video. I'm going to go and wrap this one up. But again, if you're interested, the pre-order stuff for the Z Fold 5 is still available. And you can also get exclusive $50 off with the link I have in the description. You can't get that straight by going to Samsung. Save $50, up to $1,000 trade-in credit. Bundle deals, 30% off on Samsung Care Plus, and that free storage upgrade, which is huge. 512 gigabytes of storage ain't no joke. I didn't really think that I needed it. But once I got it in like my last two phones, I'm like, man, 256 seems kind of small. It's like a small apartment. I need a big house of storage. And I really like the idea of having 512 gigabytes, especially for the same price. So just some food for thought. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please, of course, go to the comments section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you're on the foldable phone team, if you like the Pixel Fold, sound off in the comment section. If you like the Z Folds, sound off in the comment section. Which one do you like better? Do you like the wider screen, shorter body with the Pixel Fold, or you like the taller, skinnier, but like more emphasis on the front screen or the inside screen when it comes to the Z Fold? Let's talk about it. I want to figure out what the common man, what the folks like when it comes to the foldables. So, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please, of course, hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.